Welcome, welcome. I am G-Paw. I make tons and tons of content on Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth. Definitely subscribe and check out my channel. There are a lot of great videos, information, as well as thumbs it up if you find it helpful. That way it gets it out to more of the community. Or if you just want to help support the channel for free, that's a great way to do it. Smash that thumbs up. Definitely subscribe, though. This is a beginner's guide. And the best path I think you should choose in Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth. And why? There ain't a lot of content out right now, so you're going to be building around arena and, honestly, challenges. And those are the two things you should focus on. And I think that'll lead you with the teams they direct you on to be decent in raids, if not great. And then we'll shift as things change. I'll put out new videos more up to date. So this is for June 5th, going on 3.5-4 weeks into the game from global launch. Now, the characters I'm going to recommend in this video, I'm going to tell you where to get them and why to get them. And it's just a process you're going to go through. The game kind of leads you on it, honestly. And you're going to want to do this so you can progress through campaigns and get to some of the nodes that you need for certain gear pieces as well as characters to farm. I'll also discuss the supply store and what to buy and when and why to kind of help you manage your resources as well as unlocking certain characters so you're not spending on things you shouldn't. Because the resources are, finite? They run out, I think is the right word. And I hope this helps you. If nothing else, I've been playing 6 to 8 days, free to play. I'm pushing up. I don't lose an arena usually, and currently it's kind of all about power. But this team right here, I'll show you here before I dive into the beginner guide what they're capable of. I'll beat that. I'm using a 7,749 power team, and it's my arena team as well as my. I use them in campaigns and challenges a lot, but against like the Rohan 3 and the Strider, I'll destroy this. I can punch up an easy 800 to 1,000 power usually, depending on which abilities they have equipped. I don't lose against this team essentially. There ain't no one close to me in the ranks that I'll lose to, and I can punch up pretty decent. I actually have a video coming out about arenas and the order of attack and stuff, who you should target and why and when. But let's dive in here real quick. What you're going to want to do when you start out the game is they're going to give you Strider and Frodo. And you can see I stopped on Frodo at level 19. And that's because I found other heroes. It just wasn't worth investing. Gear tier 3. If you want, you can take a character to gear tier 4. And I would say level 25 or 30 at max. Before they start costing a really lot of gold and resources. I wouldn't go past that on any character you're not going to take really just heavily invest into. As you can see, I did it with Wubate, gear tier 4, Pippin's gear tier 4, level 30. I did go an extra level on Wubate, and I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I would have just stopped. But starting out, they're going to give you Frodo and Pippin, or Frodo and Strider. Strider, you can go as far as you want. He's one of the better characters in the game, top 2 character in the game. And then they're going to give you Eowyn for 50 crystals in the store, and they actually make you buy it. Like most other games, they'll make you use their premium currency to kind of show you how it works. She is a top 5 character, premium character, and it's great. You're going to want to farm her daily, which is like most of these characters. So what you're going to do with those 3 is you're going to push through campaign 1 light side, and you're going to want to follow these quests. These quests are going to walk you through what to do. Beat 1-1 campaign, get gear 2 on so many light characters or shadow characters, beat campaigns for the shadow. It's going to lead you, so follow what it shows you, right? And what they give you early on to start with is you're going to unlock these characters by playing the campaign. They give you 15 shards at certain nodes. So like Eothane, they're going to give that to you on hard 1-1, I believe. We'll look here real quick. Light campaign, hard 1-1. He's going to be one of your 5 light characters that they give you essentially. Éomer, you're going to unlock him from doing one of those quests. So he's going to be on your team, as well as you can farm him from one of the stores. I'll go over that. And Strider, you get him passively from doing daily objectives. Now, the 5th light character you're going to use is Pippin. And you're going to get him from the guild campaign, which I'll go over here in a moment. For your shadow side, you're going to unlock Ugluk. Guild chapter. When you hit level 10, you're going to join a guild, and it's going to unlock the guild campaign. And you're going to unlock Ugluk. Your next unlock is going to be Wubate from the store and Edric from the guild campaign. And that's going to be your 3 that will get you into Shadow campaign to be able to play it. Yes, this is a means to an ends. Right now, these 2 characters don't have full teams. I think Edric might, but he's just really not that great of a character. Wubate's got a cool kit, but he ain't got a full team, so I wouldn't recommend building him any more than just unlocking him at 1 star, G4 level 30, and he'll get the job done for now. And I'll explain that more in depth here. Now, you're going to have Ugluk and these three to play into Shadow Campaign, which is going to unlock you Malher. And you're going to unlock him in Shadow 1-1 hard, I believe. 2-1 hard. And you're going to unlock Dunhar, which is going to be your 5th Shadow character. Right here, Dunhar. See where he's at. Alright, hard 1-1. So you're going to unlock Dunhar first. And essentially what you're going to do there is, once you've unlocked him, Gauze Ironhide, Ugluk, and you have these two, that's 5, you're going to unlock Malher and you're going to get rid of Edric. And then you're going to have these 3, Wubate and Dunhar. I highly recommend node farming these two every day, because you only can fight it 5 times, getting them up to 2, 3. I'm going to take mine to 5-star as I can, but I farm them daily, along with Aowen and Aothane from the nodes, and I buy him from the store. Now those are your Light and Shadow Campaign teams. I want to discuss Guild Campaign here and what you should farm from there and when, because this is a big one. And that's kind of the way the game directs you, and I honestly recommend you just follow that path, because it's the easiest. They're great teams. With the game just coming out, it's all about power, and honestly, they have really good kits. I think they're going to be competitive for a long time to come, even with new teams coming out. And you can't really wait for new teams when you have to build something now to play the game, right? So you're going to unlock Ugluk. It's going to give him to you just for beating it. And then you're going to move over here and unlock Edric, and that's going to be your third Shadow character with Wubate from the store, so you can play the Shadow Campaign. Now, you're going to want to push further into Light Campaign, so you're going to come over here to Pippin, and you're going to unlock him at 45 shards. This might take you all of a day or 2 with your free campaign or your free energy refreshes and your 50 core refreshes. You're going to want to get him unlocked for your light side for a 5th. And he's a really great character. He grants might up to your team, which is offensive up, as well as he has a heal. Now, after you unlock him, you're going to come to Gauze, and you're going to be here for 3 to 5 days, depending on your RNG. If you're refreshing your campaign energy, free to play, it's more like 4 to 5 days. And he's going to unlock at a 4-star. And that's where I recommend you stop with him, because he's not currently required at 5 stars for any of the content that I've done so far. And now you're going to have your Shadow and Light team set up. After you have them all done, I would go back personally and get Ugluk up to 2. And I'd farm Ugluk as Dunhar and Malher level up. So I'll just show you real quick. Like, as these two, you're farming them from their nodes. As they get up to 2, almost 3 stars, I'd start farming him to get him up to 3. Because Guild Campaign, you can just sit there and use all your energy over and over. These guys, you can only fight 5 times a day. So it's really the pace is set on them as to leveling up the whole team. So once they hit 3 stars, then go and farm him maybe while you're still farming them to get him to 4. And you'll get him to 3 in a couple days. It won't be hard at all. Now, moving forward, while you're waiting to go back and farm Ugluk up, star level, I went ahead and pushed through all the way through 2, and I got to 3 just to make sure it's unlocked. You don't really have to do that, but I do, and this is why. The elves, there's only 4 of them that are actually farmable right now, so they're not a whole team, and their team really ain't that great without the legendary Elrond that's coming, as well as Arwen and Eladin, I think is going to be his name, Eladin, the tank. Anyway, Narmiri is one of the elves, and you will farm this node for the building materials, as well as the gold and the currency, right? So if you're going to farm one of these nodes, they all cost the same, they all give the same resources, except this gives you a character, right? Now, I know there is a quest to unlock 5 shadow characters. I don't think you have to do Grimpa anymore. He used to be right here. And I'd build him I'd unlock him to beat the quest. Anyway, Narmiri, he's a healer. Pippin's better, okay? So maybe in his team, Narmiri will be great, but as of now, I would not farm him unless you cannot get to Chapter 3 of Guild Campaign. If you're stuck in Chapter 2, farm this node and get his shards while you're stuck here. Now, once your teams are strong enough, which day 8, my teams are strong enough, I'm here. I'm going to sit here and farm because it gives this chunk of gold as well as more ability materials. It's just a better payout. And I think per energy spent, they're pretty similar, but this is where I'm going to farm. Needless to say. And I'm going to take Elro here, and I'm just going to keep farming this node until I absolutely have to go back to Ugluk to keep him up, or unless I have to go back and once I get Elro here to 5, I'll go back and start on Narmiri. and get him up to 5 for the Elrond unlock. But that's just passively. It's not my main concern. I want to make sure that my Ugluk here in Chapter 1 is keeping up with Malheur as well as Dunhar. Okay, so make sure he stays at the similar star level. Like right now I'm at... Oh, I'm on the wrong node, sorry. Dunhar, or Ugluk here. I'm at 2 stars. So I'm waiting for my other Malheur and Dunhar to get to 2 stars, 3 stars, almost 3 stars, and I'll start farming them up to 3. Is my plan. You really need the ability materials from Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 of the guild campaign to level your characters up to push further into these. Now, with that Shadow and Light team, you can see I'm pretty far into it. I'm not able to get to the 3rd elf yet, which is hard Chapter 3-9. And I've been able to beat these. I can push further in this right now with my characters on day 8. I just haven't had the energy. I've been farming gear and stuff, as well as character shards, so I haven't even tried. With my next free energy, I'm going to push further into this today. So I'm just going to click on it here. But that's the 3rd elf is in 3-9 hearts. We're not even to her yet. Elves are not the new meta starting team, okay? As of June 5th, 2023, and they won't be for the next month, maybe 2. They are to be farmed passively, and I wouldn't invest in gear unless it's to help you in challenges or something. Now, light campaign, we're able to beat 4-1 for the quest with that team, with Pippin and everybody. But hard nodes here is your 4th elf, and you'll get to this before you'll get to the other one, Lomian. And I do farm Lomian daily, as you can see, and he's at 1 star going towards 2. So I do spend the 60 energy to passively level him up, because I'm going to want him at 5 stars to unlock Elrond, essentially as soon as I can, which will be far out, as well as I farm Malheur, you see here. And you don't really need to push past that at this point. Now, if you push further in, you're going towards goblins or Mordor orcs or whatever they are. That's your choice, but personally, I don't know that you need to push too much further in the campaign, because you're farming your light side team, the 5 that I recommended, Strider, Rohan 3, and Pippin. You got your 5 characters right there, and you're going to level your Rohan 3 and your Strider passively, and keep gearing them up 6, 7, 8, and pushing further into the light side campaign is my advice, because in this game the gear, gold, and resource crunch is real, and after you hit level 40 it gets really real on gold, so you have to be selective. So I would just recommend sticking with your Rohan 3, Strider, and Pippin. I wouldn't take Pippin any higher unless you have to or you really want to. I would just stick with these 4, and you should be able to push further into the campaign, as well as a lot of people use Rohan 3, Strider, and Gauze as their arena team, so that's also an option. I personally use Isengard and Gauze and Strider as my arena team, and I just like their kits better. I like the way they work and function. I like Rohan in the movies better, but Isengard seems to be better for farming. And then you're going to have your shadow team that you're going to farm every day, and the rest of your energy I would just recommend after getting your shards farmed from these characters is keeping them, gearing them steadily. And you're going to want to build your light and shadow at the same time, and I'll show you why here. This is the crunch shadow crystals, okay? I got 22 right now, but I got to build 2 of these. That's going to take 8 of them right off the top for 1 piece of gear, and you need 6 pieces to go up a gear tier level. And then you got 5 shadow characters, you know what I mean? So as you can, if you have more shadow crystals, definitely start building up these characters for your shadow side campaign. Now, if you have more light crystals, which I've been working, I just built Eothen up to 5, and I'm going on to Éomer here, and I'll show you my light crystal situation. I have 19. So to get him, it's only taking 1 right now. I'm going to use 12 of these crystals. I have 7 left. And that's when the shadow and light crystals, you'll start farming those with your extra energy after you do your character shards. I honestly think that star level is very important. So you're going to want to, for future, because it's going to be legendary unlocks as well as content, star level will come into play. After 3 or 4 stars, don't spend the gold to promote them to 5, 6, 7. Just farm the shards till they get there and leave it saying promote right here. Just because it costs way too much gold to go to 5 stars. I think it's 150,000 honestly, and early on in game that's going to it'll crush you, so it'll make you go broke, I should say. Take a 1 character 5 stars would put me down to 90,000. And you see there's quite a few characters there. I want to touch on the supply store real quick. And the only thing I buy out of here, there is a quest to unlock 5 Rohan characters. You can spend them here. It's going to cost you 450 crystals to unlock Eldred. Once you do, you get stuck on the next quest anyway if you're free to play. So Maybe wait and see if we get lucky and they move him to a node in like guild campaign or something where you can get him. If not, and you really just want to beat it, you're going to have to spend the 450 crystals to get him unlocked for that quest to move to the next one. I don't recommend buying any of these for crystals, personally. We got our light and dark side characters. Troll Brute is an amazing character, but he ain't going to fit in with the teams that I have talked about prior to this. And the game doesn't lead you that way, honestly, at the moment. Now, I buy light and shadow crystals from here, the blue and purple ones, and I only buy gear if I need it to equip a piece of gear. From here, I'm going after Aramir till he's at 5 stars. I'm not going after Mordor. I do have a video coming out about that, so definitely subscribe. Mordor or Isengard, you know, is it worth going Mordor? Eventually, Mordor will be a team that people are going to fancy, right? It's going to be an awesome, solid team. They are a great team, but from the talking with some guildmates that have spent money and unlocked them and bought their packs and stuff, they're back using Isengard or a mixed bunch of Mordor and Isengard and such. They don't even use the whole team of Mordor. He says it's a struggle more than anything, and they just die a lot, you know, which is how they're built. That's how their team's set up. But I recommend farming Aramir to 5 stars, you know, 3, 4, 5 stars and stopping. Keeping him up with Lady Eowyn and Eothane. So if he's at 4 stars and they're at 3, you can stop buying on him and save some currency or go some other way, you know. The game is yours to choose. I'm just showing you the best strategy starting out and kind of how to move forward. Alright, so we're here in the challenges currency. And you don't get much of this starting out until you get further into the challenges itself to actually get some of this currency. I recommend utilizing it on Halberad. And solely because he's great. He's a human. He's going to be great for challenges. He's going to heal you as well as tank, and you're going to want him to get those light crystals. With your Rohan 3 and Strider, it'll be a solid team, and you'll be able to max it out. And that's free to play. You might get him. Might take you 2 months to get him after starting out, but once you have him, you'll be able to push really far. The other 4 might actually do the challenge, but I think Halberad is just the way to go for that. Now, here in the guild currency store, I always buy these purple ones because you'll run out of them. You won't be able to keep up, and you'll have thousands of these, and you'll have a few hundred of these, and you just won't have none of these to equip. So I always buy these. These 2 I think you'll farm steadily enough. If you need to buy them, buy this one, feel free, but I would not buy the blues. You'll get tons of them just from spending your energy daily. I don't recommend buying any characters currently in here because they're just not of value with what we're doing. But eventually, if it's good for your account, you know, feel free to do what you want. I would not recommend buying them. And the reason this is solid is simply over here in challenges, this is what we need to focus, right? Humans. And that's why I recommend Halberad with a 3 Rohan and Strider. They're going to get it done for you. You're just going to have to level them up. Now, will the 3 Rohan and Strider do it? Possibly. I don't know. But it takes quite an investment to tier 6 this. And with the teams that the game led you to and I've described here, you're going to be able to max all these challenges just by leveling those teams. Now, if you deviate or go after different characters and different teams and invest resources in them, it's going to stunt your 2 main teams, their light and shadow teams, and you're going to fall behind in these. Like, I can't beat this right now, and I haven't even deviated. I haven't built any extra characters, right? Now, if I'm keep focusing my humans up, my Rohan 3 and my Strider, I'm going to be able to push further in, right? And I'm going to be able to beat more. If I go over to Elves or I go over to something else and spend my resources, like Miri or whatnot, I'm going to be stunted here even longer. And this is a huge bottleneck that you're going to want to be able to clear the highest tier you can, okay? And you're going to want to get as far as you can, as soon as you can. So I focus around challenges and stuff that I know is going to last forever. Like, they might add tier 7 to 10 eventually, you know, with like gold ones of these and stuff. But to get to gear tier 6 is my goal. And I can farm the characters I want. I'm competitive in arena. And I can beat all the challenges. All I have to do is keep leveling up them characters and farming them. So as the Light and Shadow campaign teams I've described, the game leads you on. As you build them, you're going to progress further. If you go off on Elves, you're going to lose light side materials. I'm already pretty tight on. And you're just going to set yourself back in challenges. And other people are going to be getting that free loot that you're not, you know. So, and you need those crystals just to level your Elves as well. So, I would highly recommend you to stick to that. Focus your quests. Your main focus should also be your arena team, which is my Isengard 3, Strider, and Gauze. And I would just keep farming them till they're all, 5 stars and such. Gearing them up. Take them to 8, max them out. And then once we get more content or something changes in game, then you can change your farming focus. But that's all I got. Definitely comment down below if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns. You just want bullshit, I'm here, Loving the game, playing the game, and I like socializing about it. So hit me up. Also subscribe and like. Definitely subscribe to stay up to date. Much love. Stay healthy. We'll see you in the next one.